We're talking with Charles Babbs. He is the Chief Experience Officer at Fairchild Consortium and an experienced developer. What are NFTs? What is big clout?
So NFTs are non-fungible tokens. It's basically assigning a serial number or identifier to a digital asset. So that asset could be digital art. It can be music. It can even be your brain pushed into an AI. It could be technically it can be a tweet, but it's basically a serialized number, single identifier, completely unique, put onto a blockchain. Now you're probably going to ask me, what is a blockchain?
I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but I'm not going to say that I could explain what it is.
A blockchain is a ledger that is connected to computers that actually check itself. Everything that we purchase is on some type of ledger. And what a blockchain allows is that, it's so funny we say this. I'm teaching it now, but at Tech Lamert, the conference we have coming up, going to have a whole entire panel about this. We're going to break it down for everybody. But in short, it's a ledger that allows the computer to check itself and update the ledger across other computers. It takes a lot of energy to do so, but we do that. And it's not a cryptocurrency, but it's based on the blockchain of a cryptocurrency, and usually uses Ethereum. NFTs usually are based on the Ethereum blockchain, which is a bunch of computers connected to each other.
So as a result of these serial numbers, the NFT, the non-fungible tokens, you can sell a digital piece of art as an original artwork, and people are paying big dollars for digital images, which is sort of hard to get your brain around at first because a digital image is so easily copied or taken. But there's just like with an original painting, an NFT has value, right?
Yes, it does. It's the value of the buyers and the sellers, right? So, for example, there could be a Basquiat painting for sale, and you will pay up to $20-30 million for the original piece. However, I can go to artforum.com and buy that same exact picture as a print for $20. And what blockchain is actually saying, what NFTs are actually saying is that, hey, this person owns the original card. It's like baseball cards. This person owns the original card, the first printed card. Not just the first printed, but the mint of that card, the minting of that card. So you just own that. And the advantages of an NFT is that it will allow the creator to always receive a residual from the sale of that card. If you sell an original Basquiat, the Basquiat estate doesn't get anything from that.
Interesting. Never thought of it that way.
The buyers and seller trade with each other. However, on the blockchain, it goes back. If we're fortunate, the copyright and the rights go back to the original person that actually created it. They always own a piece.
Okay, so
it's
Charles Babbs, it is very new, and I understand. Before I move on, I understand that initially a bunch of celebrity stuff was being put up without their permission and sold as NFTs.
Yes, and that's big clout, right? And big clout has a lot of other issues with it outside just posting people's celebrity. There should be a cease and desist on them. I believe everybody has the right to their own image, their own likeness, and it's up to them to contract it out to any other company. And so taking an image of, for example, Snoop Dogg and call it the Snoop NFT and have post shizzle on it or something from him saying something like that in the 90s and reselling it as original art is wrong, because they should go back to the image of who that person is.
Yeah. All right. Well, a whole bunch of folks want to talk to you, so we might not even get to my questions, Charles, because we got some full up phone lines. Yeah, that's a good thing. So let's go to DA calling from LA. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique and Charles.
What's on your mind?
Good morning. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, just wanted to see what I should do with. I have a unique and one-of-a-kind audio made by about 20 years ago of Tupac. It's an interview. It's audio, but it's unique because he's doing the interview to his friend on a New York street corner. What and how can I make that? How can I make that to NFT? NFT.
So you own audio and you want to make it into an NFT. Is that how it works? Would that work if it's Tupac's interview, but he owns it?
Yes, if you own the rights and you can clearly prove that you own the rights of Tupac's voice into being part of this interview, you can mint it into an NFT. There are a bunch of sites that'll teach you how to do that. I don't have access to them right now, but there are sites to do that. If you can wait, I would say definitely first of all consult a lawyer about what you can use with the Tupac interview, because that is very, very important that you have the rights. Because the first thing's going to happen when you try to make this NFT and you try to sell it is people will sue you. I'm going to put that out.
Good to know.
The Shakur estate is going to come for you because they want unless you offer them in on the sell the NFT of the interview. Because of celebrity, most things are owned by somebody, especially post-mortem.
Well, it's weird, though, because if I do an interview, me, Dominique DiPrima, I actually have some somewhere in a box, with Tupac, and I posted on my YouTube channel, I own that, right? If I did that interview and I wasn't under the auspices of KJLH, or if I do it under the auspices of KJLH, then they own it and they can put it on their website, which we do, by the way, Radio Free KJLH on YouTube if you want to see podcasts and stuff. But this is new territory because it's like owning it in perpetuity kind of thing, or just because the technology and the law haven't quite caught up to each other yet?
Yes. And when you do these interviews with these celebrities, you have them sign off on an amount of paperwork saying that you can conduct such interviews.
Maybe no, maybe yes. That depends. I mean, I've interviewed tons of people on the radio where no paperwork was signed. They're promoting whatever they're promoting, so they come, to get free. But
they had to agree. They had to agree to do the interview, knowing that it is going to be used.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
There's something said with that. In the court of law, that's what is said of using the interview. So, so people just have to think about that. Like I said, we will be covering NFTs. We'll have some NFT experts come on and teach you how to mint NFTs. I have yet to mint one. So I'm working on that now, and I'm trying to wrap my head around it. It is a difficult process because it's new. It's a new process.
Yeah, it's very new. So before we go, we got a bunch more calls and try to squeeze them in, but I want to make sure that we let people know how to be part of the Techlemert conference. I love Techlemert. You guys are doing some amazing work as a nonprofit, just helping people to get their minds around technology, to access opportunities, top-notch people in the industry, BIPOC people in the tech industry. So when is the conference and how can people get involved?
The date hasn't been set yet, but Techlemert is coming up. It'll probably be in the fall. It'll probably be a hybrid conference. Meaning partly in person and partly virtual. As well.
And I know you yourself, TEC, there's no H in that techyourself.com, and then, or you can just put in Techlemert as in Lamert Park, and you'll find
Tech TEC, you can find it.
Okay, and lots of great resources there with Techlemert. This is just
absolutely. Not only at this conference, we'll have a conference with panels and speakers. We also have tech shops where we teach people skills on how to actually get into the tech field, and if you're already in the tech field, to improve your skills.
Okay, sounds good. I love Tech Lamert, and actually really appreciate you putting your time into that organization as well. We have Tony calling from Gardena. Hi, Tony.
Hello,
is it Tony?
How you doing, Dominique?
Oh, yeah, that's Tori, huh?
Tori.
That
Yeah.
wasn't even Dorian. That was my eyes. Okay, sorry, Tori.
Okay, real quick. I'm not going to go into that. Remember when I called last year? Okay, the guy is named Michael that you have right there?
Charles Babb.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charles. Yes, so I looked up technubian.com and it wasn't available, so I wanted to know how I'll be able to get in touch with that group.
Technubians is TECHN00BIANS.com.
Oh, it's got a 00 in there. Okay.
00, yes.
Tricky. That's dope.
Yeah.
And I'm on it right now, so I see it. Yeah. Thanks for clearing that up for us, Tori. Appreciate you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, you have a good morning.
All right, you too.
Yes.
We have an anonymous caller from L.A. Good morning, Anonymous.
Good morning. Hi. Great show, Dominique and Charles. I'm calling because I would like to know whether or not Mr. Babbs sponsors the launching of Tech Innovative Ideas himself.
Okay, I don't know if your phone is quiet or you're feeling nervous, but we can barely hear you.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Is it better? Yeah, so would like to know, first of all, it's a great show.
Yeah, I heard you. It just that I barely heard you. So she wants to know how you can help or how they can find help to launch great tech ideas.
Technubian is a great place to start. It is. We do consultant work. There's black developers from Leon Pryor, Travis Williams, Shanae Bryant, and Cherie Bryant, and we actually help people go through ideation all the way through completion of a product. We even have a brother that comes on your channel sometimes, Eric Elder, involved as well, and we work on these types of products. And so we first evaluate the product if the idea is worth us pursuing. Let me be honest with you. But from there, we actually do a little bit of hand-holding, consulting on how to take it from the ideation, the idea itself, the concept itself, build the idea into something that can go into pre-production. And pre-production gets you to a minimum viable product or a vertical slice of the product itself. And we'll let you know if you want to pursue that in production, actually build the product out.
Wow. You know? So, I mean, you're talking about really like a consulting client kind of relationship, because it sounds like it would be a tremendous amount of time and effort to get most tech ideas on their feet, right?
Yes, that is it. I tell everybody the best tech is the technology that solves a problem.
Makes sense. Do you think most of us wildly underestimate what it takes to create an app or a new tech platform?
Absolutely. And I fault the tech industry with that as well. We like being wizards and doing magical things. But what people don't understand is we start with a blank screen. And it's not just building the tech itself. You actually have to make people feel the tech and make it visceral for them to touch a button, to feel a button, to see things. We are trained to look at things certain types of ways, right? Like I call people, Janelle Monáe said it best, we're just dirty computers. Humans are just dirty computers. And we've already been trained with a certain set of instructions to behave with the technology we have in our hands.
Okay, like this is totally...
A 3-year-old...
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said to watch a 3-year-old use a tablet versus watching my mother use a tablet. Watching my mother use a tablet gives me anxiety. Watching the sadness of a 3-year-old use a tablet is like watching magic happen.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, because one generation was never without the technology, and those of us who are the mommies we're adapting to it. I think I'm somewhere in between because I'm lucky enough to use technology for my work. So I'm not totally illiterate, but my son still looks at me like it's hurting his heart.
Like, come on, Mom, why don't you get this? Why don't you get this?
That you just said something he has said to me before. Why don't you get it? I'm like, this is totally off topic, but I have to ask you before you get out of here because I know that you are well versed on such things. What do you think of Yasuke? The Black Samurai on Netflix. Gotta ask. It's just dropped recently, right?
Yes, it just dropped recently. We will be talking about it on Bingeworthy on Wednesday on the Geekish Network. Actually, we have a podcast called the Geekish Net. We have a podcast called Bingeworthy. Me and 3 of my friends, we sit there and talk about the show. We're talking about Yasuke. The story of Yasuke is really strong. If you living in Japan, how they revere Yasuke is amazing. The story that's being told by LaShawn is good. The animation is super good. There's some things I wish it had a longer series. 6 episodes is a lot to cram in to the first season, and I think it merited 10 to 12 episodes. Understand Netflix's call is to get the stuff out there as fast as possible. And since they do not serialize and drop one episode as an episode, they try to get it all done up front so you can binge it. Right. And it's the test, right? I think the story's good. I prefer the Japanese language over the English language. I know they hyped up Lakeith Stanfield being the voice of Yasuke, but I think the Japanese voice is actually stronger and better.
Well, for those who don't know, and I gotta go, but for those who don't know, it's the story of an African man who became a samurai and is, as you say, revered in Japan. It's on Netflix now. Yeah. Wow, Charles Babb, time flies when you're talking about interesting stuff. We are out of time. Just tell us quickly how we can keep track of you or the things that you're doing.
Okay. You can see me on all my socials, Charles Babb. Babb is boy, apple, boy, boy. That's what I say. I'm on all socials, Twitter, Instagram. I'm not really on TikTok. I do have a TikTok account. You can catch me at the Geekish Network Monday through Friday. I'm on a show called Geek Beast where we cover everything geek in 30 minutes. It's like the first take.
Okay, well, we got to leave it there, Charles, but we will track you down, and I so appreciate talking to you. Family, as you go on your way about your day, taking that moment to affirm ourselves, taking a deep breath in and releasing. Today, let me remember, in the words of Johnny Cochran, nothing is ever as bad or as good as it first appears. Till next time, Radio Free Family, one love.